Hello, everyone. I'm Timothy Teague, and I'm a student at Grand Canyon University. And this is a video assignment for Communication 263 under Tamera Dirks. And this video assignment is a reaction to a article written by Horace. It is called The Body Ritual of the Nacirema. And for the first question of the assignment, would be my reaction to the article and how it depicted American culture. My initial reaction was, wow, that they go through a lot of pain to just for economic growth or for the appeal. And that stuck out with me while I read the rest of the article. And in a way, I was like, wow, that's relatable. And first to that, I thought it was relatable, and then instinctively, I kind of was in denial about it because it felt so different, and I'm guessing because of how the context of the article was written, which in my mind what stuck out to me, and I was reading from a tribe perspective, so that's what my feelers were trying to reach out on. And just terms such as medicine man and rituals, potions. So my mind went straight to trying to understand the tribe and but how relatable it was to. I was like, wow, that sounds like some things I may do or people that I know may do. And especially economic pursuits, I was like, wow, that sounds like America right there. And during my research, I did find out that what the article was. So I'm not gonna lie about that. But initially, I was like, wow, this is a tribe, but I was more keened in on what they were doing than what it was, and looking at it through a tribe perspective. So I was like, wow, they really, really are dedicated. Those are dedicated people. That's a good mindset. I was like, well, I have some of that mindset, and so I can't deny that. So there were similarities there. Another part was the extreme behavior and pain that stuck out to me, and that depicts and body modification that depicts American culture, such as Botox, plastic surgery, people wanting to change who they are for a certain image or a certain thing, for economic growth, for that want. So it definitely shows American culture in a different perspective for sure, and it's a good perspective to read, and I enjoyed reading it, and I enjoyed what it is and how it depicted everything and the whole spin that it had on it. So it kind of had my mind spinning, really. As for the second question, describe a communication pattern, practice, ritual, or event in my culture that might be seen from an outside observer, and that right there is a reflection of that article, and that would be to a pattern that's dress the part, dress for what you want to be, look up to someone or look to someone who has something that you want and model your life after that person is something big in my culture now, as modern times are here. But that is something that an outside observer would see. And and this is connected to U.S. worldviews and American culture through, this is when I'm going to use my reference here. It is the America Calls to Italy.org, which was Lavelle Ingram wrote an article that was Understanding American Worldview, and one of the definitions of that U.S. worldview is personal freedom as a core value. And America stands for freedom. You can do what you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody, or basically not hurting anybody or yourself, really. But some would argue that part as body modification. But that's the connection to that is the freedom to be who you want to be. And if you want to model yourself after someone, go ahead and do it. And that's just the American way. As far as the third question to the assignment, which is describing how this pattern, practice, ritual, or event has changed throughout history, I think that we have seen an evolution from real core religious values growing into that freedom. I think that people have really explored and was curious about the freedom of America. You can see this through, we have immigrants and people from other countries. They come here for the freedom. You can do what you want. And I think people have been curious about that freedom, and it's been growing and growing and growing. And we see that through different types of plastic surgeries or Botox or implants. It's just growing and growing and growing. And that's the change, is that it keeps changing and it keeps growing, and people are still exploring and figuring it out, and diversity is very much alive, and that freedom to diversify and to be who you want to be is growing, and it's going to continue to grow. And for the fourth question, it is briefly share your evaluation of these changes as beneficial or detrimental to U.S. culture. When evaluating the change as beneficial or detrimental, include at least one verbal citation or credible or authoritative source that supports your evaluation. Let's see. This going back to, sorry about the hiccup, but going back to my reference, and that is from Lavelle Ingram. Personal freedom as a core value is the U.S. worldview, is part of his definition of the U.S. worldview. And it's beneficial to the U.S. culture because it keeps that freedom alive. And as humans, we're going to make mistakes. But I believe personally that it is human nature to want to do the right thing and the good thing. So as mistakes are made, that humans really gravitate toward the lesson in each situation of growth. So I believe it to be very beneficial to the U.S. culture, and it stands for that freedom. And it really does make me happy to live here and to be able to do that as I grow in life. So that, I believe that right there sums it up. And the article, that really threw me, and I did figure out that it was America through my research, but that was probably right before I done the video. But I really enjoyed this assignment, and that is a great way to gain another perspective on American culture, to put it in those tribal terms and to read it from that view, because that's kind of that's the observer looking in, and that's what Horace Minor done. He done it from a tribal perspective looking in, and I think that was really cool and an artistic way to to bring American culture into perspective. So thank you very much, and I believe that's all. Y'all have a great day.